Do you know the origin of Thanksgiving Day? In this video, we're going to tell you some interesting facts about it, and of course the typical dishes around this holiday. We will also give you a great advice so that the Thanksgiving leftovers last longer, since we tend to cook too much food on this day. Thanksgiving is celebrated on the fourth Thursday of November in the USA and the second Monday of October in Canada. Its origin is highly controversial. It is believed that in November 1621, when some colonists shared food with Native Americans, they celebrated the first harvest of corn. This is because, thanks to the help of the natives, the colonists were able to survive, and that night is commemorated as an act of thanks and agreement. This celebration spread to other colonies on the west coast of North America. In 1789, the first president in the United States decreed the proclamation of Thanksgiving Day to give thanks for the end of the War of Independence with the United Kingdom. Later in 1863, Abraham Lincoln officially declared the last Thursday of November the celebration of Thanksgiving. And finally, in 1941, Roosevelt changed the current date of Thanksgiving to the fourth Thursday in November. Families from the United States consider this day the most important one for family gathering and celebration. It is not known what foods they used back in 1621, but today the most traditional is roast turkey. It can be made with stuffing, which is usually bread and herbs. Mainly there are people who cook the stuffing apart to later serve it together with the turkey. But the most traditional one consists in putting the ingredients inside the turkey and letting them cook inside while it is roasting. It's also usually accompanied with the typical red cranberry sauce. After the main course, many garnishes are served. These are normally green beans, pumpkin, and sweet potato. But let's not forget about the mashed potatoes marinated in the homemade gravy made from the juices of the turkey. Now we get to the sweet part of the most typical desserts. They are pie-style cakes and also other cakes made of pumpkin, sweet potato, apple, and chocolate. With such amount of dishes, this dinner ends up being very long. Many families start in the afternoon to finish at a prudent hour. It is not uncommon for a lot of food to be left over. So for the next few days, they just eat what remains. In this case, proper preservation is fundamental, so it is important to store them in the fridge or freezer. This can make a difference between not lasting a day because the food has spoiled or lasting 4 or 5 days perfectly. Imagine that after a fabulous family night, there's still delicious turkey left and it could be your meal for the next days. But you take it along with mashed potatoes that have also been left over, and after a few hours you get a stomachache. That's not a good ending, is it? You can avoid it by putting the turkey in the refrigerator as soon as possible. If the turkey is still hot, you can separate it into portions or put it in a Tupperware or other container. When separating it, you will get it to cool sooner. And if it's very cold outside, you can cover it and leave it in the window. After a few minutes, it will be ready to put in the fridge without any problem. This is because if you put very hot food in the fridge, the rest of the food will get hot and get spoiled. This advice can also be applied to other recipes in which you make a lot of quantity, and there is leftover food for many days. Also, as a gift before the end of the video, we are going to tell you some curiosities and data about Thanksgiving Day. It is said that the Christmas season officially begins after this day, at least in the United States. And the Friday following Thanksgiving is known as Black Friday. In this Friday, the stores have the best sales and everyone rushes to find the best bargains. It's called Black Friday because stores go from having their numbers in red to black. And here is another curiosity about Thanksgiving Day. Did you know that over the years the size of the turkey has increased? In the 1960s, the average weight of the turkey was 7 kilos, and now it's around 13 kilos. Almost double. And that's all for this video. We hope you liked it and you learned a little more about this day. If you have any questions or suggestions, leave them in the comments. We also encourage you to tell us if you celebrate this day and what is your favorite recipe. If you like this video, please give us a like. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe because every Friday we publish a weekly menu with all the recipes recommended by our nutritionist, so you can eat healthy and delicious food every single week.